Well, resilience is that capacity to withstand a disruption or a shock, and when you get knocked down, to get back up and learn from it and adapt and get better next time around. What we're starting to realize is that as a global community, we just have to get better at dealing with disruptions. We can't prevent all bad things from happening. The Global Resilience Institute's mission is to help individuals, communities, and ultimately societies be able to better withstand risk when it manifests itself and be able to respond and recover and adapt to those risks. So one of the first efforts that we undertook was to look at Snowmageddon, the great snowfalls, because it was a series of winter storms that impacted on Boston and almost crippled the city.
The fixing of it has to wind up being part of a collective because we are running an extremely aged system that is getting a pounding every single day.
We started to see these cascading failures. Essentially, as the T system went down and people couldn't get to work, other key utilities also can't work very well. Hospitals have challenge in getting their workers in, and nurses and doctors being able to provide for appointments.
I look at every problem as a system, and I try to understand the elements of the system. This shows every element that has an effect on human life in an urban area.
What we thought was really important was to look at what happened and what could the city do better next time to be able to deal with that kind of risk, but also very importantly to share it with other cities that may face a similar kind of situation.
Each one of us is dependent on others doing the right thing and being able to adapt. It's difficult to actually say that we are resilient. I've yet to run into a full-fledged effort that is approaching it as systematically as what the Global Resilience Institute intends to do, that Dr. Flynn portrayed to me the plans. And frankly, resilience by definition is a multidisciplinary practice idea.
I'm absolutely convinced that the overall setup of this institute, going across the various disciplines, being highly application-oriented, actually fully aligns with the strategic goals and the strategic aims of our organization. I would say the DNA of both of our organizations are set up in a very similar way.
It's going to involve all 9 colleges, and it turns out that's really important because it involves basically everything from science to engineering, to the law, to business, psychology.
We actually study resilience in different ways as we are interested in lifelong health. We are communicating across disciplines. Then we have to explain things in a different way. And then when we do that, we realize that we are really speaking the same language.
What I want is increasingly for us to feel as a society and as a global community less afraid, less anxious about the challenges that are going to confront us. It turns out that's not just a local problem, that truly is a global challenge.
There are so many things going on and we need to sit around the table and find out a way to connect all of these sciences together. And I think Northeastern is a very good place for that.